Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, members of Pakistan Cabinet and senior officials, Mr. Ren Hongbin, Chairman, China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, Mr. Kha Zhenwei, President, China Overseas Development Association, our good friend Ambassador Shah Khan, Mr. Long Yuxiang, Executive Chairperson, China International Cultural Communication Center, and above all, the large number of Pakistani and Chinese business persons, Assalamu alaikum and Tajia Hao. It is my great honor to welcome you all to this second edition of Pakistan-China B2B Investment Conference. China is the new land of opportunity for 21st century, and I think it is more than relevant for a country like Pakistan. I would now request Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, without whose guidance and constant drive, what we are seeing today, this hall full of people, but what would follow in terms of the B2B sessions. We have several rooms booked already, and thank you very much, Prime Minister, again, and may I request you to kindly come on stage and deliver your keynote address. The Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Ambassador of Pakistan in China, Mr. Khalil Hashmi. Honorable Federal Ministers from Pakistan, Mr. Ren Hongbin, Chairman, China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, Ambassador Shah Khan, and very prominent Chinese and Pakistani business entrepreneurs, government officials, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's really a great honor and a pleasure to be here before the most outstanding business houses from China and Pakistan. And this, one of the largest business conference I have attended ever since I've been visiting this great country, is a reflection of what we always term as ironclad brothers. This friendship between China and Pakistan, we have always termed higher than Himalayas and deeper than the deepest oceans and stronger than steel and iron and sweeter than honey. And this friendship, ladies and gentlemen, has no parallel in the annals of history. This friendship was based on honesty of purpose, on mutual respect, and the will to cooperate with each other through happy and difficult times. Chinese leadership over the last 7.5 decades of our friendship and association has demonstrated beyond any ray of doubt that China is a sincere and true friend of Pakistan, who has stood by Pakistan through thick and thin, difficult times, earthquakes, floods. China stood by Pakistan like no other nation. And I say this with deepest conviction from the core of my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I will fast forward. After our elder generations established this glorious coordination between the two great countries. In 2015, China and Pakistan signed CPEC agreement. Our great leader, my dear brother, very dear brother, President Xi Jinping, was very kind and gracious to visit Pakistan in April 2015 and signed CPEC agreement with my elder brother, Prime Minister Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. And as a result, $33 billion investment was made by Chinese companies in Pakistan. At that point in time, we were facing load shedding up to 20 hours a day. Our industry had come to a halt, and within no time, by 2018, Pakistan became self-sufficient in its energy needs, all because of CPEC, all because of President Xi Jinping's visionary and dynamic leadership and support to Pakistan, that we were free of load shedding. And then there was a phase of great industrial comeback, revival in Pakistan, agricultural revival in Pakistan. And not only that, under CPEC, great infrastructure project was also undertaken. Road network, Orange Line in Lahore, and dams, and many other projects. And this turned Pakistan's economy like never before. And then, ladies and gentlemen, there was a pause. I'm not going to go into detail. There was a pause, and things slowed down. And now, ever since Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's government came back again, and this government, in April 2024, these relations, alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, have been not only revived, but that warmth has come back again. That trust has come back again. That mutual respect has come back again. And this is what I think was the need of the hour. And today, we are ready to launch CPEC 2.0. And this CPEC 2.0 would comprise of B2B investments, like what we see here in this great hall, and agriculture. Now, agriculture is one area which is Pakistan's backbone of Pakistan's economy. 60% of our economy relies on agriculture. And here, China has really excelled. And these great companies sitting in front of me in this hall, I would encourage you to please come forward and contribute your experience, your expertise, your investments in Pakistan to boost our agriculture. And that will be a win-win situation. We can have back-to-back agreements and export those products which China imports from other countries, even from Pakistan as I speak today. And then, of course, is another very important area, IT and AI, where China is a world leader. And then mines and minerals is another very important potential area of mutual cooperation. And then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, special economic zones. These are the pillars of CPEC 2.0. And then, to top it all, that area of Chinese industrial houses, which is no more competitive with other countries for a variety of reasons. For example, labor in this country has become expensive. Two, China has gone to much higher level of technology and transformation. That industry could be shifted to Pakistan, like textile, like leather and other areas. And the combination of Pakistani cheaper labor, skilled labor, cheaper, and joint ventures between Pakistani entrepreneurs and Chinese entrepreneurs, we can convert this opportunity into a great win-win equation between China and Pakistan. Produce those items in Pakistan, be competitive and export to third countries, and Chinese investors would have their profits and Pakistani investors would have their profits. So this is, I think, the sum total crux of CPAC 2.0. And I would encourage all Chinese investors sitting here in this hall and those who are not here, please make use of this opportunity. And I want to tell you very frankly, for this purpose, I have brought along with me government official delegation here in Beijing. Here we have federal ministers ranging from agriculture, IT, commerce, finance, and of course, power sector and other areas which have mutual relevance. And that shows, ladies and gentlemen, that how much importance we attach with our economic relations with this great country, China. And I think I'm here speaking to you first as Chief Executive Officer of Pakistan and then as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, because if our economy strengthens, everything would fall in place. Today, alhamdulillah, I can say, with your great support, Pakistan's economy is now stable. Our macro indicators are reflecting progress in future, in short term, medium term, and long term, inshallah. And this all happened because of President Xi Jinping's personal commitment to Pakistan. And now we are ready to compete with other countries in this race of economic development with Chinese cooperation. But the question, obviously, which is concerning most of you, is about security in Pakistan. But I want to make it clear, before this August assembly of great leaders, that security of Chinese brothers and sisters in Pakistan is paramount for all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say sky is the limit. Please come forward and change the landscape, both in terms of Chinese progress and welfare and Pakistani progress and prosperity. And obviously, I want to also address one point, that delays take place, there are impediments, and things don't move efficiently enough as you expect from your standards here in China. And I think you have a point over there. Let me assure you, my very dear Chinese brothers and sisters, along with Pakistani entrepreneurs, that we will not tolerate even a second's delay in taking decisions to facilitate you to invest in Pakistan. Owner of Challenge Group, the gentleman sitting in front of me, 3 weeks ago, he was in Islamabad. And he said, Prime Minister, we have been facing some problems and it has taken months and the issue hasn't been resolved. I was sitting with my cabinet colleagues and I said, within 24 hours, resolve this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, his issue was resolved within 24 hours. And this is what I want to assure you. Pakistan is your second home, like China is our second home. Please come forward and have joint ventures, investments, whatever, in whatever fashion and form and format you want to have. You will be given full support from all ministries and from all other independent authorities and entities. And soon, inshallah, we will have not one, but many special economic zones comprising of Chinese and Pakistani investors. This is my dream, and we have to convert this dream into action. We have to implement in letter and spirit. In that, I would certainly seek your support. And on our side, my colleagues are sitting here. I am, in fact, very humbly, I am going to convey them once again that with Chinese investors, we will have to open our doors and not keep them waiting even for a second, and resolve all their genuine issues and cut all kind of red tape. And that is what my mission is, and that is what CPAC 2.0 is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I'd like to say 2-3 things. That I visited your great country for the first time back in 1982. And I visited Beijing, Shanghai, and a couple of other cities. And after our visit, our ambassador in Pakistan hosted a dinner for us. And he asked us our impression about our visit to China. When he asked me, I said, China is suffering from success and not failure. He said, what do you mean? I said, Chinese leadership has provided basic needs of life to every Chinese citizen. And now look at, just within 50 years, you have created a miracle which is 8th wonder of the world. You are now the second largest economy of the world. You are now the mightiest, one of the mightiest military power of the world. Yesterday, we all witnessed to your military prowess. And I was not only deeply impressed, but I was most happy guest sitting over there that our brother China is now militarily also a part to be reckoned with. And this is what success is all about. Nothing succeeds like success. It's all about hard work, sacrifice, untiring efforts, blood and sweat. There is no other way to get. So my Chinese friends, I want to borrow this model from you and replicate in Pakistan. Last year, when I was here in Beijing, on the invitation of my very dear brother, President Xi Jinping, I told him, I said, Mr. President, what we see around here in China, it's absolutely fantastic and a phenomenal progress in such a short period of time. And I said, not only you are a very dynamic leader, visionary leader, who has transformed Chinese society, but you have gone beyond that. You have shared Chinese prosperity and progress with nations around the globe. Not only you have lifted about 700 million people out of poverty in China and given them productive jobs, but you have offered jobs to millions around the globe who are jobless. You have changed the destiny of nations. You have transformed countries and taken them out of poverty towards prosperity and happiness. And this is what is called shared destiny. This is what is called multilateralism. And I think President Xi Jinping stands outstanding in this particular arena. Ladies and gentlemen, today that day has come to create industrial and agricultural progress. Today we need to acquire your expertise and technology and experience in all these fields, which will one day soon convert Pakistan into a strong, vibrant economy. And it is difficult, but not impossible. It is difficult, but not impossible. And how can we achieve this? The way you have achieved your progress, the way you have achieved your prosperity. Yesterday, we celebrated your great 80th anniversary. And of course, summit in Tianjin. Here we are, now talking serious business. I will not take much of your time. I would like to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, that it is such a pleasure and an honor to be here before you, this great assembly of great business entrepreneurs, investors, traders, and professionals. I want to assure you, I will be here, back here again this afternoon to witness signing ceremony of many joint ventures and MOUs. But these will be not papers. These will be converted into implementation within no time, the moment I land back in Pakistan. God bless you. Pakistan-China friendship, Zindabad. Pak-Chin Dosti, Zindabad.
Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Pakistan, members of the Cabinet, Excellencies, senior officials, Pakistani and Chinese business persons, I welcome you all to the concluding session of today's conference. We have reached the culminating moment of today's event, the signing of joint ventures, agreements, and MOUs, which are the concrete outcomes of today's conference, serving as the stepping stones for China-Pakistan B2B community of shared future. First, we have the joint ventures. Then, we will have the MOUs. The total value of joint ventures which we have concluded today comes to $4.2 billion. The total number of these MOUs is 21. I welcome high-tech technological concern, Weiche Lowell Intelligent Agricultural Technology Company, IMGC, Zhonghui Agricultural Development, Barak Tractors, Shinju Kun Chongqing Industry and Trade Company, and Asia Park Investments Limited, China Resources Boya Biopharmaceutical Company. Esteemed representatives are requested to sign the documents. Ladies and gentlemen, this cohort belongs to agriculture and medical and health sectors. The next group, Shah Company Medical Private Limited and Hygia Medical Technology Company Limited, Shah Company Medical Private Limited, Newsoft Medical Systems Company Limited. And finally, Shah Company Medical Private Limited has partnered with Biocos Medical Group. Congratulations to all the esteemed partners. Ladies and gentlemen, the next cohort is from chemical and petrochemical sector. We have Anfal Cement Private Limited and Power China International Group Limited. Next, it's Wah Noble Group, Shenzhen Sea Energy Power Holdings Company Limited. And then we have in iron, steel and copper sector, Wah Nobel Group and Mr. Wang Zhihai, Honorary Investment Counselor, BOI, China. Similarly, in the iron, steel and copper sector, we have Frontier Works Organization, FWO, and Balochistan Mineral Resource. They have partnered with Norin Mining, China. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next group is Irfan Numan Brothers Limited and Ningbo Osda Solar Company Limited, Brilliance Group, Shanghai Phoenix Technology, Sogo Group, Shenzhen Sako Solar Company Limited, IEC, and Heatham Group. All these joint ventures are in the solar sector. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next group is from EV sector. We have Badar Trading and Jiangsu Badar Energy Company Limited. Then we have Institute for Environmental and Sustainability and Innovation, BBCA Group China, J7 Group, and Sino International Entrepreneurs Federation. And finally, Zinc Solar and Good We. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the final joint venture is in the agriculture sector between Techno Group and Beijing Cyclone Technology. Thank you very much. We had the total value of these JVs, $1.54 billion.
I'm going to invite the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan for his concluding remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Federal Ministers, advisors, government officials, and our great Chinese business friends, Pakistani business delegation, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. What a remarkable and heartwarming signature ceremony we have all witnessed between Pakistani entrepreneurs and Chinese investors. We have had such ceremonies in the past as well, but this ceremony is slightly different. It is the result of untiring efforts and hard work on the part of Chinese ambassador in Pakistan, Chinese government, and of course, great Chinese business leaders. And on the part of Government of Pakistan, our honorable, relevant Pakistani federal ministers, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Planning, and Minister of Commerce, Industries, Agriculture, IT, Ministry of Power, and other relevant ministers and government officials. And of course, in coordination with provincial governments as well, and led by Ambassador Khalil Hashmi, Board of Investment, and SIFC, and all other relevant government officials and authorities. They have worked untiringly for this occasion, and you can see the result for yourself. Alhamdulillah, today the agreement signed in terms of US dollars between Chinese and Pakistani JV partners have touched $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion JV agreements and MOUs signed between both Chinese and Pakistani business leaders. The value of MOU has touched $7 billion. All told, $8.5 billion worth JVs and MOUs which have been signed this evening. I know, and we all know very well, that to transform MOUs into agreements and then in its implementation phase is a challenging task. And both parties will have to work very closely, jointly, and both the governments will have to work very closely with each other. Our ambassador in China, Chinese ambassador in Pakistan, our federal ministers with provincial governments of Pakistan, with Chinese counterparts. And this will take a lot of efforts. I can assure you we will be able to achieve our targets. I know for a fact that if all of us take this conscious decision that we will work together to achieve these targets as early as possible, if you achieve these MOUs and these joint ventures agreed upon today between both the countries, believe me, we would have earned our day. And I will call it long march of our economic development between the two countries. And this long march will start from Beijing and end in Islamabad. And this long march will convert Pakistan into a country where these investments of billions of dollars providing productive jobs to millions of people and strengthening our GDP, our economy, will be something remembered for all times to come. And therefore, I would like to announce before all of you, together, if we take upon ourselves this humongous challenge that we will start this long march from this evening and will not rest until this long march of economic development reaches its destination. We will not rest and we will work untiringly. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that will be one of the most shining moments of Pakistan's history. For that, all governmental bodies, entities, authorities, private sector will have to join hands together and work in complete harmony and coordination. And I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude my speech and say goodbye to you and part to meet again, that I will work with you day in and day out to achieve these great targets of economic development between the two countries. May Allah grant us the energy, the wisdom to accomplish these great targets. Inshallah, this will happen, and this must happen. For that, we'll have to spend our extra hours and burn our midnight oil. Pakistan and China will achieve a model which will be a role model for other countries to emulate and replicate. Long live